junkies, Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13th coming at you again today, you guys, and I want to welcome you all back to Horror Junkies 509, you guys. It's been a little bit since my full length, but I hope you've been enjoying my shorts about Spirit Halloween recently. I got more coming, so make sure you definitely keep checking those out. A lot of great stuff coming from Spirit this year, and I will be having videos of stuff I bought as we go forward. But, I'm trying to, keep it well spaced and, make sure I got your guys' attention as best I can. But today is a brand new era of Horror Junkies 509, you guys, because we did just get over 3,000 subscribers, you guys. We finally have made it. I've been working, to build up my subscribers for, I've been doing this for almost 8 years coming up, you guys. But that's awesome. I know I'm not the fastest growing channel in the world, but you guys, I appreciate it because I really feel like we have some great, I got some great subscribers, great viewers, great commenters. I try to put out the kind of content I like doing. I've never had to compromise on that in any way, shape, or form. And so getting to do this the way I want to, doing the content I want, I can't ask for anything more, and you guys, I thank you all. New subscribers, old subscribers, welcome, and how are you guys doing, you guys? I gotta thank you all for that. Probably since I mentioned it, it'll probably fluctuate back down to under 3,000, but hopefully I'll stay right above 3,000, you guys. Thank you all so much, and I hope you guys enjoy this next video. What am I doing today, you guys? I'm gonna be doing Horror Haul number 42, and for some of the new subscribers, this is a video where I'm going to talk about all of the recent movies that I've bought, kind of show them off, go over them. I won't talk too much about them a little bit because I do try to make these short and sweet and to the point, but I want you all to enjoy. And thank you again, Horror Junkies 509. Man, over 3,000 subs. Thank you so much, you guys. I do have something awesome coming that I'm it's gonna be something for you guys, very special for you guys, but I'll get to that. I'll have that in another video when the stuff gets here. So that's all I'm gonna leave it as. So stay tuned if you guys love this channel, and something cool is coming. So let's go ahead and get right into this, you guys. I do have a pretty good stack of horror movies. You'll be noticing that I have been buying a lot of slashers for my Slasher Through the Decade series that I've been doing. If you haven't caught my 1980, my slasher decade of year 1980, definitely go check out that video. I am working on my 1981 because I got to watch some movies to make sure I'm prepared for it as much as possible. So that's coming. So stay tuned. And I got new products coming, so I will be able to review those and show those off as soon as possible, you guys. So a lot of great stuff coming. Sorry for the long intro. Let's get into it, you guys. Hope you guys are having a killer day. So as always, this is alphabetical order, and at the very end of the video, I'll go over my non-horror titles just to see if you guys are interested in the same stuff that I am. But don't ever feel like you have to stay after the horror stuff, because that's what we're here for, is horror. Right to start off, this is an upgrade. I felt like I needed to get this on Blu-ray, and that is Bloody Birthday. This is one of the great birthday slasher movies. It's a little bit of a kid slasher, so, kids are actually the killers. It's actually a really great movie if you guys have not checked this out. I don't remember what year this came out, but this will be on the Slasher Decade film series, so it's coming up, but I do recommend it. I'm really hoping that this has alternate art, because I'd rather, honestly, between this and the original art, I'd probably rather have the original, but, great movie. All right, next up, you guys, this is one I know is a slasher. I have not heard any good things about it, and I have not watched it yet, so I can't recommend it in any way, shape, or form, so I won't. And that's Boarding House. Honestly, I'm expecting kind of a little bit of a dudder, but, sometimes when I watch slashers and I'm expecting to be dudders, I kind of end up liking them anyway, so I definitely want to give it a chance either way. We all look at films differently, and I think that's just one of the best things about film. 16 people can watch the same exact movie, the same exact time, same exact whatever, and everyone can see it differently. But, Boarding House, I guess we'll find out. Wish me luck. All right, you guys, and so one I ended up getting on sale. I think I watched this on one of the streaming sites quite a while ago. I don't remember absolutely loving it, but I definitely want it in my collection either way, and that's going to be Deadly Manor. As you can see, this is very slasher heavy because I am definitely working on the Slasher Decade film series, you guys, and I want to make sure I'm getting every slasher I can think of in this collection and make sure I have representation of everything I can. So Deadly Manor, I don't remember much about it, so I probably won't say too much on it. All right, next up, I have seen this one. It was quite a while ago, and I've only seen it once, but I do remember enjoying it. It's very cheesy, and it's not like I'm not going to say quote unquote a good film, but I found it highly enjoyable, and that is Death Spa. Basically, kills start happening at a gym, and you're definitely going to see exactly why if you watch this. You'll sweat blood, and it's unrated. I don't know if I've ever seen the unrated version, so that could definitely be interesting. So Death Spa. A lot of these are on streaming sites, you guys, so if you kind of look for them, they're there, so you guys don't have to feel like you have to go buy the copy. I am a physical media kind of guy, as you can tell behind me, but hey, it is what it is. All right, next up is actually one of my favorite movies, and so I really needed to upgrade this to Blu-ray. It was time, and it was on sale. Can't beat that in any way, shape, or form. And that's Dario Argento's Deep Red. I absolutely love this. It's more of a giallo-esque movie than it is much of a slasher, because, it's that foreign Italian cinema. But, Deep Red, if it's not, it's one of the ones that's actually pretty damn close to a slasher, in my opinion. But, we'll keep it in the giallo category as long as we can. But, Deep Red, honestly, I think it's got some great kills in it. And, Me and Angelina absolutely just love the foreign film aspect, because it's got such a great atmosphere to it. It's just completely different than we get in America, so it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. All right, next up is another upgrade. I've only watched this one once, but I definitely wanted to make sure I get this nice upgrade before the slipcover was gone, and that's Hell High. I did have this on DVD, but now, man, we got it on Blu-ray. I'm pretty excited about that, and Arrow always does it right. Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, Blue Underground, Scream Factory, they do such a great job on these titles, and so, I have a feeling, even if I may have not have liked the movie, once it gets this kind of treatment, I feel like, hey, it could be even better. So, definitely Hell High. A lot of this stuff, hopefully, I'll be watching before it's on the episode, and so maybe I can talk about it a little bit more, because some of these I just have not seen. And I got this one. I love this movie. But I got this one more or less to make sure I got free shipping on my sale. And that's the original The Hills Have Eyes. I honestly don't feel like I have to say much about this one. Probably one of the best horror movies of the 70s. It's at least top 10 or close to the top 10. The 70s is a really great decade for horror. And so I'm really thinking about doing something for the 70s as well. It probably won't be particularly slashers, but, horror of the 70s, The Hills Have Eyes will be there. This has such a great remake, but I still love the original. And, just that Wes Craven younger years of happiness, All right, guys, next up is a documentary. One I've been waiting for a long time. I really feel like this one should have came out pretty close to right after Kane Hodder's documentary came out. Not to take a jab at Kane Hodder. He's one of my favorite people ever, so, I would never take a jab at him. But this one is Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story. So this is a documentary about Robert Englund, the guy who plays Freddy Krueger, life and career. And this goes deep dive, you guys. This is not just, it just talks about him playing Freddy the entire time. If you've ever wanted to know a little bit more about Robert Englund's career, this is the best way to find out, because it covers everything. And I think it's a really great and well done documentary, you guys. So I highly recommend it. It was not that long, in my personal opinion. I think it was, let's see here. It's only 126 minutes, so it's definitely not like Crystal Lake Memories, where it's going to be like a day-long event. But honestly, I feel like Robert Englund probably could have had one a little bit longer. That's just my opinion, but, it probably tried to keep it in, normal people viewing process, because not everyone wants to watch a 10-hour, 4-hour documentary, but I do. Next up, I did get this box set. It's because it had one of the slashers in it that I needed, and that's called Homegrown Horrors Volume 2, and so we will go over all the titles inside of it, but, really cool box set if you haven't seen this yet. This is from Vinegar Syndrome, so definitely one of my favorites. Came with 3 movies in the box, and so I only know about one of these movies, and so I had to get it for that reason. So this one comes with Dead Girls. I don't know anything about this movie, but I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. If you guys know anything about this title, leave down in the comments, because like I said, I got this box set for one of these movies, and we'll get to it. But Dead Girls, none of these movies look bad, and so I'm going to give them a watch either way, but, it is what it is. And so this is the one I bought this set for, is because I needed it for my slasher videos, the slasher decade. I don't remember what year it is, but that is Moonstalker. Me and Angelina actually watched it, and I didn't hear a lot of good things about this movie, but we found it enjoyable. It's definitely watchable. You got to understand that me and Angelina have seen some terrible slashers, and so, you know, when we find something that, you know, a lot of people think is terrible, but, you know, we've seen worse, this movie is definitely watchable, maybe even rewatchable for us. Like, it's nothing special. Don't get me wrong. Rat, honestly, it's probably still a bad movie, but, you know, it wasn't as bad as some things that we've seen. As horror fans, you tend to find really bad movies, and so it's just kind of the way it is, but you gotta find some gems in the gems in the rough, I'm gonna go ahead and say. So next up is The Hanging Heart. And like I said, I don't know anything about this movie either, but definitely I think it's going to be fun to go ahead and check out. But like I said, if you guys know anything about this title, let me know down in the comments, because I would love to know what I'm getting myself into beforehand. I know I can go read IMDb, and I probably will, but I'd love to hear it from a horror fan, because, you know, we look at things just a little bit differently. Love it. And so that is that box set, you guys. Whew. But yeah, I think this homegrown horror set collection is pretty cool. You know, it's got the little pop top, and then all 3 movies are right there for you. So, I don't know. Really cool. You gotta hit Vinegar Syndrome when they have sales, because they have some great stuff. Alright, next up. Honestly, this is one I thought I already upgraded, but apparently I did not, because I was looking for it the other day when I was trying to make my list of one of my the Slasher Decade video or lists, make sure I have everything ready to go. And I had this one still on DVD instead of Blu-ray, and I just kind of felt like that was not right. And so that's The House on Sorority Row. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite sorority house slashers. I mean, it's definitely one of the ones that's really up there. I really do enjoy this. I love the whole story, the whole concept, everything going on in it. I think it's great. I think it's well acted for, you know, 80s slasher acting. And, you know, I think it's a great, fun story, you know, with the den mother, everything happening, what took place, and then all the killings start happening. And then, you know, I think it's just has a great vibe, school vibe, you know, the whole, oh crap, we really messed up this time. But, you know, the suspense in that, I think, is a good time. Alright, you guys, it looks like we're in the middle of Upgrade City. So I've loved this slasher since I first started collecting slashers on DVD. And so this was off of DVD straight up to Blu-ray. And that's The Initiation. So kind of like another sorority slasher movie, but this one, they're like, you know, they're doing like Hell Week, where they're kind of like picking on the new inductees for the sorority house. And so they made him do like a mission where they go to a mall, and they're supposed to steal like a security guard's outfit. And then, you know, just things start happening in the mall. People get picked off, you know, great old slasher trope. But, you know, Initiation, highly recommended with me. I've loved this one for a long time. Alright, you guys, I didn't realize I have 2 documentaries in this one, and this one is amazing. As soon as I hear this, you guys have probably heard about it if you guys are horror fans. And even if you're not horror fans, you probably have too, because, you know, it's really well out there. And so I'm talking In Search of Darkness Part 3, the final journey into the 80s horror movies. And so this one, it was all about, like, you know, straight to VHS movies. You know, they didn't quite hit theaters. And so definitely you got to get all 3 parts of this documentary, because it is absolutely phenomenal. It'll show you, talk about movies that you've never even heard of. Every time I watch one of these, I always have a piece of paper with me so I can jot titles down if I might not have heard of it. Even if I've watched it multiple times, I'm still writing titles down, because my memory is slipping as I get older, but it is what it is. But In Search of Darkness 2, or number 3, I do have 2 and 1, but always got to make sure you have the full series, you guys. If you ever need to know more about horror, or you guys are just starting, this is a great place to start. I wish I had this when I was starting out, but I just had the internet. Shucky darns, like, as if the internet's bad. You know, it's pretty awesome. Alright, you guys, so up onto another slasher, you guys. I think I'm really starting to surprise you guys on that one. So you guys didn't think it was going to be a slasher, did you? And so that's Killer Workout. Honestly, this is another silly slasher flick, kind of like Death Spa, but, you know, it's still a great fun time. If you're in it for the kills and the stories and the bloods, the boobs, you know, all that kind of stuff, you can't go wrong with a great old slasher movie. And Killer Workout, definitely one of them. So, you know, it's not all about, you know, having high standards and stuff like this with horror, you guys. Just, did you have a good time watching it? Did it, you know, pique your interest in any way, shape, or form? Were you on your phone the entire time, or did it hold your attention? It just depends. And sometimes I'll watch that movie. I might look at my entire phone the whole time. I might watch it again, then I'll just be like, wow, that was phenomenal. I'm so glad I rewatched that. So it just kind of depends on the day. You got to give things more than one chance. All right, guys, I got this one, but it is not an 80s slasher. It's an attempt at a slasher. I'm going to say an attempt because I don't feel like they fully succeed in this one. But that is Lover's Lane. Honestly, I love this movie just because it kind of reminds me of The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And they're on the Lover's Lane, and there's people getting killed. Just on that aspect, it's not similar to Texas or The Town That Dreaded Sundown in any shape or form, because The Town That Dreaded Sundown is a phenomenal movie, and this one, sigh. But I saw this slipcover and I just had to have it. So, it's gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Representing for our 90s horror, I believe. All right, you guys. Another one where you're going to have to kind of help me. I bought this one and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But hopefully by the time this is on one of my videos, it will be watched. And that's Moon and Scorpio. And so I do know that this is another slasher. I don't know what kind of slasher or any way, shape, or form. I haven't heard great things about it, but I'm oh so excited to watch it. Honestly, a bad slasher sometimes is even better than a 10 out of 10 horror or a comedy or action movie to me. I would still much rather watch a cheesy, wacky slasher, horror movie, whatever. But that's Moon and Scorpio. I love the title, and I love the cover with the skull in the clouds and the ratty sailboat. I kind of wish it was a pirate ship. That'd be cool. I like pirate horror. All right, guys. So here's one I heard about. I never seen, but I bought it, to get it ready for the 80s set. And we recently watched it. It was really low budget, but it was really cool on how they did the kills. And that is The Night Ripper. It's really kind of interesting. Like, you don't see like knives going into people, but like you see the knife like raised up, and then like they show you like the aftermath. Like if the knife's in their head or whatever, you see that. And so I thought it was really kind of interesting. So like they cut out the middleman, I guess, like going in. Like you see the charge up, and then you see the finish, which I thought was kind of an interesting thing. Style that they chose to do that with, and I thought that was kind of exciting. Something I haven't seen before. Doesn't mean it hasn't been done before, but I thought that was kind of interesting. And like the effects were not that bad. I really didn't have a lot of expectations for this because I knew this is shot on video or something like that. I mean, I know it's pretty low budget, but I really thought it was quite fun. All right, you guys. Now I finally got this on physical copy. I believe I had this bought on Amazon digital download, but sorry guys, I'm a physical guy, and that's why I do these episodes, because I love physical media. This stuff is my home. I love special features. I love documentaries. I love learning everything I can about these films, good, bad, or the other. And that is Night Screams. And I know this is not that great of a slasher, but I mean, look at that cover. And, I just love my slasher cheese, and I will never get enough of it. And we're getting so close to having like a physical copy of every single 80s slasher that I'm aware of. And so super excited that, we're bridging that gap fast. I don't know if we'll get every single one of them, but I'm still hoping. Come on, body count. I'm really hoping for that one. There's the back. But that's Night Screams. I definitely got to give this one another watch, and I will be more than happy to do that. All right, you guys. Next up, we do have a Friday the 13th fan film that I went ahead and backed on Indiegogo. I do try to support as many of these as I can, but, the money's got to be there. I recently supported the Dylan's New Nightmare, which is a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film, which is direct sequel after Wes Craven's New Nightmare, so I'm excited to watch it. It's on Netflix right now, so if you want to watch Dylan's New Nightmare, it's on YouTube, so go ahead and definitely check it out for free. Me and Angela are going to watch it. I think it's only like 30 minutes. But here, for the Friday the 13th fan film, this is the Rose Blood Friday 13th fan film. So this is kind of a sequel to part 7. So we do have Tina and the Doctor back, which I don't know how the Doctor is back in any way, shape, or form from Friday the 13th part 7. But, I think it's cool that Tina's back. My only gripe about this movie, I don't feel like Jason's in it very much. I really think he comes in at the end, if I remember correctly. And so, a little bit of a slow burn, but that once you get to see Jason, it's a good time. And I'll show you this. They gave me this card with all the kills on it. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a good amount of kills in this movie. All right, you guys. Like I've been talking about, this next movie, it's a slasher movie. I never expected to get this on Blu-ray, and so that's why I'm really hoping for body count to happen, because that's one of the ones I'm really excited about, and that is Terror at Tenkiller. I've heard nothing but terrible things about this movie, but me and Angelina actually really enjoyed it. No, I'm not saying it's a great movie. I'm saying that me and Angelina enjoyed it. You got to understand the shit me and Angelina have been through watching some of these slasher movies, horror movies. We have seen some absolute dog shit, so when we see something that is serviceable, we're happy about it, and we enjoy our time watching it. Terror 10 Killer, we enjoyed it. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know, it had its own little story. I feel like the story about the two main characters in it was actually fun to follow. You know, did it feel a little bit, like work a little bit here and there, but I feel like overall it was fun to watch these people interact. You know, coming into this small town, you know, people were all kind of friendly, but then there's a killer running around, and so it was a good time. It is what it is. All right, you guys, so last for horror, another slasher movie I haven't seen yet, but, you know, I've been hearing decent things about it, and that is Too Scared to Scream. Down in the comments, guys, let me know what you know. I'd love to know about this movie. Know what I'm getting into, you know? I love horror movies, but you know what? It's nice to have a little bit of a cushion before you go into another possibly wacky slasher movie. And so that's the last one, Too Scared to Scream, you guys. And so that is all the horror movies I have for you for Horror Haul number 42. If you guys don't want to stick around for the non-horror, I do only have 2 titles, so it's not going to be anything crazy. But I'll go ahead and sign you guys out. This is Horror Junkies 519, Kyle 13, signing you guys out. Just until next time, you guys already know it. I've been sentenced to life. I am a horror lifer. And you guys have a killer day. And for everyone else who wants to stick around, we'll get right into this. But thank you guys for the 3,000 subscribers, you guys. I want to say that again. Horror Junkies 519, 3,000 subs. Amazing, you guys. And so my work is not done because I still have people who want to watch. So just a couple of non-horrors real quick, you guys. I am a Marvel guy. For my new subscribers, I keep up with it. And so I do have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. You know, this movie definitely took a turn, you know, with us losing Chadwick Boseman. But, you know, I'm happy to say that I feel like they did it right. This movie, I don't think is as good as it would have been if Chadwick was still around. But, you know, I'm still happy that this was I highly respect what they did and how they're going about it and how they're continuing the story. So that is it. So I don't know if I told everyone, I recently went to a vacation in Arizona. We were there for 2 weeks. We went to Tombstone, you know, where, you know, the whole Western town, you know, the movie Tombstone, you know, where actually that story took place. Like the real one, you know, that's actually exists in Arizona. And so we went there, and ever since I came back, I've been Mr. Cowboy. I bought a cowboy hat while I was there. If you've seen my shorts, I do have one where I'm showing you the birdcage, which is the only building in Tombstone that still is original. You know, that was still there. Everything else was, you know, not able to keep, but the birdcage still exists, and that's what that short's about. And you saw me in my cowboy hat, so if you check out that short if you want to. But I've been kind of cowboying it up a little bit, so I did go ahead and buy Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner. We did watch it. I really like it. I definitely want to stick with Tombstone more, because that movie you just can't get enough of. But this was actually pretty good. I just think I'm going to be partial, a little biased to Kurt Russell being my Wyatt Earp. I just think I love Kurt Russell, and you know, he's been in horror movies and, like, you know, John Carpenter films, so, you know, he's always going to have my heart a little bit more than Kevin Costner's going to have it. So that's going to do it for me, you guys. Horror Junkies 519, Kyle 13 signing out just until next time, and you guys already know it. I've been sentenced to life. I am a horror lifer, and you guys, darn it, have a killer day, you guys, and thank you so much. 3,000 subscribers, you guys. I love climbing this ladder, and I'm enjoying every minute of it, but stay tuned, you guys. I got something special coming your guys' way, and I can't wait to show it off. Stay bloody, my friends.